It's your motivational maven here, Tobie, and we are continuing to have this uncomfortable conversation about race. It is Black History Month, and honey, we are putting it all out on the table. Well, I was thinking about Kentucky, and how does Kentucky weigh in when it comes to race? And I can't help but to bring up our motto, which is United we stand, divided we fall. And I thought about that the other day, and I literally got goosebumps and I got chills because I thought about the word united. And what exactly does that mean, to be united? Well, I actually looked it up, the literal definition of what united means. And it means for people to come together, to have something in common, either politically, or have something in common emotionally, or something in common for a purpose. But the key word there for united was the word common. And this is where racism becomes so divisive, and it comes to divide and it comes to conquer. Because if I can look at you and the only thing that I see is your color, that's one particular thing that I'm focusing on. But what if I actually put your skin color aside and started actually concentrating on things that we do have in common? For example, at the end of the day, I'm a woman. I'm not going to be a man. I can't change that. I am a woman. At the end of the day, this is the color of my skin. I can't change that. So let me just think about, if I am a woman, what are some things that makes that special? Okay, well, emotions, or maybe it's insecurities. But at the end of the day, I am a woman and I can relate to other women, okay? That's something that we have in common. And when I think about something so silly like skin color, okay, we both are human. If you're listening to this and I'm sitting here talking, we're both human, right? So we both have eyes. They might look different, okay? We both have a nose. Its function, it does its thing to smell. It might be shaped differently. It might be big, it might be small, still have a nose. At the end of the day, I have a heart, okay? That heart feels things. My feelings get hurt. Those are all things that we have in common. There's a plethora of things that we have in common. Everybody wants what? To get their bills paid. Everybody wants what? To be heard. Everybody wants what? To be respected. Those are core things that we all have in common. So why, if we're sharing this planet together, we've got all of these things in common, why are we so focused on the one thing that makes us different, and that's the outside? It just confuses me so much how one little thing can basically tear this whole entire country, tear the state apart, and tear people apart. I want to challenge you. If you are one of those people, okay, and I can't determine that, only you know deep down inside of your heart if you are one of those people as well. Are you concentrating on the things that you have in common? When it comes to looking at your brother man, when it comes to looking at somebody outside of your race, what are you actually looking at? Are you generalizing and putting everybody into one box? Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm Black, yes, I'm a woman, but I am only one person in the entire Black race, okay? And that's millions and millions and millions of people. But for some reason, we think this one individual represents everybody else, and it's just not true. Your challenge and my challenge is to continue to keep that MLK dream alive, continue to fight for our motto, which is United we stand, coming together for what? That common purpose. Maybe it's that common political dream, and maybe it's that common emotion of whatever it is that we have. But this is my challenge to you. Find the common, not the uncommon. Find the common thing that you have, and let's start being united, because united we stand and divided we fall. Don't concentrate on that one thing, my loves. Concentrate on the million things that we have in common. Until then, I'll see you next Monday. I'm Tobie, your motivational maven. Have a good one.
And there is all of Tobie Brown's information on your screen. We just love her.
She's an amazing woman indeed.
Yes, and her inspiring words about us being united, that we have so many things in common. This is also very true of you and I, George.
It's very true, very true.
Yes, we were both president of the United States.
Yes, me being the first president, you being the 16th.
That is correct. We also love the United States of America.
Oh, that's so true. God bless America.
Yes, and we're both devilishly handsome.
You could say that again. I have to beat the woman off with a stick.
So true. All right, well, stay
okay.
tuned.
Well, I think we have some fun coming up next.
We do. After the break, we're sharing the products that we're using and are obsessed with. Get ready to add a new favorite to your own favorite list.